Today let's see what are access specifiers in a class. Three types of access specifiers are commonly used: private, public and protected. These are the three access specifiers. That is, data members or the member functions can be private, they can be public or they can be protected. If you are not specifying any access specifier, by default it will take private. A function or a data member is marked as private, then that member function or data member can be accessed from other members of the same class or by their friend functions. You know that you can set some friend functions in C++ program. Okay, so whoever are the friends of this particular class, they can also access this, and they are not accessible from outside the class. That is private access specification. Next is public access specifier. As we know, the term public means open to all. The same thing is happening here. That is, it is accessible from anywhere where the object is visible. That is public access specifier. Next is protected. It is same as private. The only difference is that it can also be accessed from members of their derived classes. That is, protected members are accessible from other members of the same class or from their friends, and also from members of their derived classes. We know what is inheritance. That is, inheritance, you have seen two types of classes, that is base class and derived classes. So derived class are the classes which have been derived from the base class. So whoever are the members, whoever are derived from this particular base class, they can also access the members within the class. Okay. Next is member functions in classes. Two ways you can define a member function: inside the class definition or outside the class definition. That is, within the class or outside the class you can define the member function. Inside the class means within the class itself you can write, but outside the class means you have to specify for which class which function, and that can be done with the help of the scope resolution operator. It will be more clear when we see that example. Here is the example for inside class definition. That is how the member function can be defined within a class. Here we are going to write the program to find area of a circle. Hash include IOStream using namespace. Then here one definition statement is there, that is define pi 3.14. We know that area of the circle is pi r square, and in maths we are using the symbol pi for writing pi r square. Okay. In the keyboard we are not having the pi symbol, so instead of that we are using pi. Okay, and we know that pi value is always 3.14. That is what we are defining pi as 3.14. That is, wherever you are seeing pi, 3.14 will be substituted there. And here next is float r, and this is global declaration. Okay, so when a particular variable is declared outside main or outside class, then that is starting of the program if you are defining a variable, and that is known as global declaration. Okay, that is known as global declaration. That is, if it is defined outside the class or outside the main section, and that is starting of the program if you are defining a particular variable, that is known as global declaration. And when you are defining within a class or within a main, that is known as local declaration. That is, the effect of that will be there within that opening bracket and closing bracket. That is what global declaration and local declaration says. That is global to all. Global declaration. Local, it is only to a particular area, that is starting of the bracket, and where it closes, that effect will be finished. Now float R, global declaration. Now here's a class name circle, open bracket, private access specifier. There you have declared variable R and area as float, and then member function. Read is a member function and display is another member function. They have been defined as public access specifiers. And see, void read, normal function. Then you are defining the read function, C out, enter the radius and C in R. That is, you are getting the value of R. That is the read function. And then in the display function, you are calculating the value for area and you are printing it. And the class is closed. Then come to the main section. For the class circle, C1 is the object, and with the help of the object and the dot operator, you are calling the read function and the display function. Okay, so when the compiler comes here, it can understand that circle is a class and C1 is object, and C1 dot read, it directly goes here and execute this read. It will get the value, and when it sees this, it will come over here. It will calculate and display the area. That's all. Okay, so this is inside class definition. Next is outside class definition. We have discussed that it is done with the help of scope resolution operator. That is 2 columns. Okay, same thing. Pi 3.14 float R, class is a circle. See, only difference is that you have just declared the member functions within the class. That is, this is a declaration. And when we go for expansion, that's a definition. You have just declared void read and void display. Then close the class, come out and write void name of the class, scope operator and the function. That is the only difference. Many classes will be there. So specify the class. Okay. So void class name, scope operator and member function name. So void circle, scope operator read, same thing. Enter the radius, and then again void circle display. Calculate the value of area, come to main, and then same thing. See, class is circle and C1 is object, C1 dot read and C1 dot display. Okay, so this is how it can be defined outside and inside the class definition. Hope this is clear for you. That is, what are the access specifiers and how the member functions can be defined. Thank you.